Hey man, listen, boy. I know this is an update today, but this is like one of them special updates because joining us on the Hoop Dreams AG Gates podcast today, man, is a legend
Yeah.
originally from the Philly area.
Come on.
But somehow his mom and dad said, you know what, we need to go put you down there where legends are built and born. And so she took him down there to, I don't know, some place called Wilmington, North Carolina.
There we
He
go.
happened to just go to a high school. I don't know, it might be famous. I'm not sure. Because, a certain player probably came out of that school named Michael Jordan. I mean, something like that. But joining
MJ.
us today for this, I'm still calling it a special basketball update. Man is the one, the only, who can literally say, I took Michael Jordan out.
That's
Joining
right.
us today is none other than Leroy Smith, a.k.a. the man, I'm just going to say it, who made Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan.
Hey, come on, baby. I appreciate y'all.
Hey, boy, welcome to the show, Leroy.
Hey, man, I'm so glad to be here with you guys. Agee Will, man, I'm at a loss for words. I'm humbled beyond belief just to be joining the originals of Hoop Dreams, man. So thank you for having me on your show. I'm looking forward to having some fun.
Hey, man, Leroy, man, it was a pleasure to meet you, man.
Yes, sir.
Out in North Carolina, man. And just to have you on the show, man, it's a blessing, bro. I always say it was two things that made Michael Jordan Michael Jordan: Leroy and the Detroit Pistons.
Come on, baby.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, I tenderized them for the Detroit Pistons. They finished the cooking.
That's right. They did. And here's the thing: he needed both.
Right.
He needed both. Well, listen, man. This. If you are a basketball fan, this is the right time. Right. You got March Madness going on. The Final Fours are set. It's coming up this weekend, both men and women. The men in San Antonio, the women in Tampa, Florida. And on the heels of that, you got the NBA getting ready for their playoff battle.
That's
and I
right.
hate to say this. This is because this is when the NBA actually started playing basketball.
That's right.
It's money time
something now.
Yes.
It started getting serious.
I want to throw this out, man, because I want to start with the women's Final Four first. So we got Paige Bueckers, who is probably the presumptive #1 overall pick in the WNBA draft coming up later this month. She's looking to lead her #2 UConn Huskies. Get this, man. Not 1, not 2. I know LeBron said this. Not 3, not 4, not 5. But their 12th national championship.
Yeah.
But here's the caveat. They haven't been there since 2016.
That's right.
So they hungry over there. So
they're hungry.
But you got Lauren Betts and the #1 overall seed, UCLA. Man, I don't know how easy that's going to be.
It's going to be a tough one.
Up in there.
It's going to be a tough one.
Then on the other side, hold on,
I don't think
on
nobody
the other
playing
side
better than Paige, though, Will. I don't think nobody in the league they can't be playing better than her. Her last 3 games is crazy.
Well, I'm gonna throw a name at you, and I want to see if you gonna hold on to that. Now, of course, bar the fact that Juju isn't in it, things might be different right now. So shout out to Juju. Get healthy. Get well. We know you'll be back strong. Praying
rehab.
For you. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Do that work in rehab.
But you got the #1 seed, Texas, going up against the defending national champion, South Carolina. Now, here's the thing, Agee. I hear what you're saying about Paige Bueckers, but the Longhorns are led by what I like to call the Lady KD. Madison Booker.
She got game.
Ooh, her game is so cold, so smooth, so nice. Like she can shoot it, she can score it, she can dribble it. She doing it all.
Yeah,
but
getting it in.
It's something to be said, and I just believe this. When you are the defending national champions, that's exactly what you are. People are coming for you, so you ain't coming after nobody. They got to come and take what you want.
That's right. You got a bullseye on your back.
Yes. And what Dawn Staley has done, man, it is nothing but phenomenal. So their coverage begins this Friday, April 4th. It's on ESPN, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, they are in Tampa, Florida. Gentlemen, I want to throw this at you, man. This UConn and this UCLA.
Yeah.
Man, who y'all see coming out of that?
I tell you what, it's gonna be a good game. I got history with Geno and UConn go way back when I used to work for A6 Tiger Corporation. I was with Geno and those guys when they won their first championship, and I watched them over the years just get better and better. And Coach Dale out there with him as assistant for years, and just watch how he developed all of his players. So, like you said, they're hungry. 2016 is the last time they won one, and the UConn, they used to winning those chips. So they're gonna be putting it out there now. UCLA, come on, La La Land. Those young ladies out there balling out of control, and you got LeBron, you got the power of the Lakers, you got all that. It's gonna be a firehouse, but I have to tip my hat to Geno because it's like you said, it's been a minute. And the natives get a little restless when they don't get that championship. So he gonna have them girls playing, and like you said, the Becker girl, she's a baller, man. I'm amazed at the level of women's basketball. Not that I'm shocked that it's so good, but the level continues to increase. I mean, with the efficiency that all these women have out there on the court now, the IQ is off the charts. The coaching is top notch, and you're just seeing a greater basketball that back in the day you didn't see as much as. One or two teams. You had your Long Beach States, the UConn. You had some of the South Carolina, Tennessee. That you could count on your hand like those teams are gonna ball. Now there's parity across the league. Man, you got to bring it every game. You can't slip. I watch Wake Forest play North Carolina State about a month and a half ago. Man, I was amazed at North Carolina State and how they were balling. But I knew there was another level, and I got to tip the hat to UConn on this one. It's gonna be a great game. Now I'm gonna be watching for sure.
Yeah,
you seeing it the same way, AJ?
That I mean, Paige took over that game, man. They came back, and I just sat and watched how she just was like, this one ain't getting past.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finna go and score a bucket. Like, like the girl Booker from Texas, I like her, but she probably can get tired before Paige will. But then again, the UCLA, they got the girl for UCLA.
Yeah, they got Lauren Batson. She's a beast, man.
Pose and everything.
She a beast down there.
Rough like a mop. So I don't know who UConn gonna have to guard up.
Right.
She's a beast.
UConn got weapons. They got weapons, man. They got weapons sitting on the bench.
That's it right there, man. And they got the young lady on UConn, man. I think she transferred in from one of the Ivy League schools.
Yep, sure
she's
did.
The starting point guard. She is just, man. She's so tough. I'm riding right there with both of you guys. I think UConn is tough to beat, man. And I want to shift this a little bit. I want to bring this back to Paige.
Mm-hmm.
For Paige to become like I think she's an all-time great. But to be seated with the Maya Moores, to be seated with those champions, she has to win.
Yeah.
What's y'all take on that?
Yeah. It's crazy how sports is across the board. Whatever sport it is, you can be picked as the best on your squad, but if you don't win those chips, you always that. They always hit Charles Barkley.
That's right.
They always hit him. He's a hell of a player, but they always go, "You got no rings."
That's right.
You ain't a champion. No matter how good you. I mean, Barkley, Hall of Famer. One of the greats who ever laced them up, but they always go, yeah, but Shaq and Kenny always like, where your rings at? You don't got a ring, so what you saying don't really count.
That's right.
We know that ain't true,
that's
how we deal when we look at sports. So yeah, Paige got to come through, and collectively they got to, when they win that chip, they all are, that next level. Geno can breathe a little sigh of release, and then the young women that are out there balling, man. To win that championship means something. It's totally next level. So it's gonna be some fire out there. You're gonna see them playing hard. And like I said, you can't sleep on UCLA because they got some incredible players down there. Like you said, the big girl in the middle is just dominating. And if UConn get out and run up and down the game that they play, that'll work for them. But if they get down in a slow half court,
it's over.
It's gonna be tough. You know, they're gonna have to run big girl, make sure she in shape.
She might get them in foul trouble.
There you go. You're gonna somebody gonna get exposed.
Absolutely. Agee, but I want you to look at it from the opposite side. If Paige doesn't win, what does this mean for her career?
Well, I mean, she can't sit at the table with Maya Moore and old girl now. Because you ain't been there since 2016. So my whole thing with them is, and the girl Fudd, both of them had injuries, bro.
Yeah.
Like they had to come back.
Yeah.
And for them to get back through all of that, you got to win.
Yeah, you got to win.
You got to slay these giants, these UCLA. I'm talking about it's all war, man. Like for them to Fudd and Bueckers, but she can't sit at the table if they don't get it done.
Yeah, she got to, and she a fifth year senior too.
Fifth year?
Yeah, you got to come out. The pressure's on her, but you know she's a baller though.
Oh, she's a baller. I mean, she's gonna be the number one draft pick.
Yeah, she's gonna rise up to the occasion.
Absolutely.
And like I said, she's not alone. That you team, they got players on the bench.
It's interesting that you say that. She's not alone.
She's not alone.
But she's going to bear the burden of the responsibility.
True.
If she doesn't get it done, like you both said, she can't eat at the table. They're gonna let her in the room.
Yeah.
She deserves to be in the room.
100%.
But they you got to stand up and eat.
Yeah.
You don't get to sit down. She get to eat.
Yeah. She get to eat. But she got to stand up. That's crazy, isn't it? It's just
crazy.
I mean, just think about who at that table with old girl. You got
Dawn Taurasi.
You got Taurasi,
Sue Bird,
Maya Moore, Rebecca Lobo.
I was gonna say you got to go back and started it all. She started it. Rebecca started it.
Yep.
Rebecca Lobo. Man, that's a hell of a table.
Yeah. It's amazing.
And you know what they call it? A champions table.
Champions table.
Because truthfully, I might have to go back. She might be in the room since she ain't a champion. She might have to serve.
Ooh.
I think what was the little point guard that played with her, Jennifer, something like that?
No, I know you're talking about. But I'm saying I think if Paige doesn't win it, she's in the room, but she has to serve.
She has to stand up and eat a potato salad.
No, because there's a lot of.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a while since 2016.
It's been a minute. You talking about Jennifer Rosati?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Major baller.
Well, let's jump over here, man, to the other bracket. You got Texas going against the beast of the East. Boy, that's South Carolina, man. Come on now.
So, Will, it seems like you done saw this girl Booker up close and personal. Man, tell me what you see when you say KD.
When I see KD, man, first of all, she wears his number. She wears number 35.
Right.
She's so smooth. And listen, I've seen both on men and women have a green light. This girl got a green times 15 green light.
That neon light.
Man, it's going so hard, man.
It ain't no taking a shot and looking over at the coach.
Oh no. Nope. First of all, you know when you the best player on the team, the whistle blow, she don't budge. She got 3 fouls.
Yeah, she ain't coming out.
She ain't coming out.
Like the Booker.
Man, let me tell you something. This Texas team though, man.
Yeah.
If South Carolina, because they've struggled this year, this is not the South Carolina that we've seen in the past. They are still formidable, but this Texas team, man, they coming.
Are they big,
coming
Will?
Yeah, they big. They big. They quick.
Strong. Quick.
Strong.
Move that ball.
And here's the other impact, man. That after them moving to the SEC, they built different now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Built different.
They ain't Big 12 no more. They SEC now, man. They built different over there now. I mean, but who y'all got?
That's a tough one, man. But I'm gonna tell you what. when you look at Coach Stanley and how she has those women prepared to play the game, and her DNA is all through that. You see how fiery she is, and they got this relationship, coach player relationship that I don't think I've seen in a long time. And it's year after year after year that I've been on teams where, you know, I respect the coach and I play hard because I want to win. You got that whole thing, but we weren't really boys. But you respect him.
Yep.
You can see that they are like they love each other, and these women will do anything for Coach Stanley, and you can see that, and they can ball. So you see that energy out there, and this is her time of year. Final Four. This is when they turn up the heat, the notches. The defense is swarming. It's incredible to watching. They get up and run up and down. Sometimes Coach Stanley just stomp that foot. They know what's going on.
Yeah.
But then like you say, you look at Texas. It's a whole nother level. So it's gonna be some fire in the kitchen. And like you said, old girl, the female KD, you want to call it that, she's got an amazing game, and it's just incredible to watch the level just continue to increase, and the athleticism is out there now. It's off the charts. I mean, there was a time when I was playing in Japan, we used to the women's professional team would have some of the pro players come over and practice with their team. They would pay us to come and practice with. They had a girl named Katrina. What's her name? Katrina McLean, I think it was. She was an Olympian. She was 6'5", 6'6". Man, she was giving us the business, and you have to man up a little bit and play hard with her, because she was like, yo, you better play, or I'm gonna put you in the basket. Now I look at this girl's dunking the ball and stuff like that. If I'm slipping, I'm gonna get dunked on.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a whole nother level, man, which makes it exciting. When I sit down now, a lot of times it's not like, oh, I'm watching a women's game. It's no, I'm watching some ballers play. And I'm just as excited to watch them play as I am the men's game. So, man, it's a coin toss. It's a coin toss.
So look, but Dawn, I don't know how she recruit. I wonder if she recruit the same girls that other schools are recruiting. I mean, you just think like she have to. Like, where the hell did she get these girls from, bro? Because ain't none of them from Chicago on the squad. Like, is they from New York? Is they from the East Coast? Like LA? Where the hell do she recruit and get these girls to have them back to back? Dog, she done been back in 4 years in a row, man.
Yeah.
5. Yeah. This her fifth year.
This gonna be her 5th year in a row in the Final Four championship game, bro.
Let me throw this at you guys. Just being devil's advocate right here. South Carolina, though, they got flaws, man.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. They are very vulnerable right now. We've seen in this tournament, they ain't been blowing people out.
No.
They've been barely scrapping to get it done. And I do think that's because of experience, and they've been there.
Yeah.
But now this is for all the marbles.
All the marbles.
Will that vulnerability show up, and will it cost them? That's my question to you guys.
Yeah. At this level, man, Final Four, it's talent, definitely, but it's gonna be that mental toughness.
Be the mental toughness.
It's gonna be that mental toughness. It's gonna be, we've been here before. We know how to get grimy. If we need to grind this out, we're gonna have to do that. And that's the kind of energy I get from Coach Stanley, is that we're gonna grind this out. We like you said, we haven't had the kind of season that we used to having, but this is our time. And that DNA will flow through. They may even be behind at halftime, but I guarantee you, in the locker room, fire.
So let me tell you, El and Will, what I think Dawn Staley and the team had to do this year, because there is no superstar on like a A'ja Wilson on her team. So she told them, each one of y'all have A'ja in y'all. But for us to be like we was when we had her, all of y'all gonna have to come together and be that one A'ja so we can float. And I think that's how they've been getting back, bro.
I get what you're saying, but my question to both of you guys are, man, when I look at their road to getting there, they're outside of their first game, they beat Tennessee Tech 108 to whatever. But then after that, man, they hit Indiana. Barely scraped by in that game.
Yeah.
Maryland. Probably should have lost the Maryland game. Yeah. And we definitely know that, man, Duke actually blew that game more than South Carolina winning that game.
Yep.
I guess my question is, do you think the Gamecocks got one more ride in them, or have they run out of luck?
34-3.
34-3, huh?
34-3, man. They can squeeze one more out.
You said they can squeeze one more out.
34 wins, man. In those tough games, y'all know as ballers, sometimes it's them tough games you win are the ones you learn the most from. If you blowing teams out until you get challenged, like, man, we almost got bumped off, and expose your weaknesses, your areas for improvement, I like to call it. That's when you say, okay, guys, we weak on rebounding. Hey, we weak on this, or we need to improve on that. You need those close games to be able to say, this is the time it's all got to come together. To your point, Will, if it don't come together, because Texas they're not going to just roll over and just say, here, take it.
Absolutely.
Texas is coming like, yo, this is our year. We about to bump y'all off, get y'all out of here, and whoever in the next we play next, they're going to get this smoke too. So
that's Texas mentality.
Texas not gonna lay down, and you got, like you said, you got old girl over there balling. It's gonna be a great Final Four. I'm more excited about this year's Final Four on both the men's and women's side than I have been in a long time, because I think you got the four best teams in both Final Four that are truly the four best teams.
Absolutely.
So it's gonna be some dog fights. I hate to be in Vegas right now and be a bookie.
But
give me the money line parlay.
Right? I'm gonna say this, man. I do think this about South Carolina. I do think they're in a little trouble only because of this. Teams have been able to witness their vulnerability, and so the blueprint is out on how to defeat them.
Right.
You've seen a team struggle for 4 games, and you've seen why they struggle. If you can contain South Carolina's leading scorer, she's only averaging 15 points a game. If you can slow her down, I think that team loses there, because Agee, you said it earlier. Coach Stanley is asking them all to become one. You know how difficult that is? Sometimes you need a leader.
You need a leader.
You need that one person to kind of,
you
know, push you in that right. And then I'm a little concerned about South Carolina's outside shooting. They ain't been hitting a lot lately either. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that's a flaw in Texas too.
Yeah.
Texas ain't got great 3-point shooting. They're gonna have to hit that. But when I look at the teams that, man, Texas beat, they beat Illinois. They beat them badly. Tennessee. They put a hurting on Tennessee. And their greatest tough challenge was with TCU. And TCU was a number 2 seed. But they still ended up beating them by double digits. I agree with you, Leroy. This is going to be one of the best Final Fours on both men and women's side that we've seen in a long time.
But look, we could sit here and say this, even the analysts on TV, of what, off your last, you only get judged off your last stuff. People only saying like what this, but we know as players, when we on the floor and that damn ball get tipped up, it's like almost like Christmas.
Yeah. It's that mental part of the game now. It's who's prepared mentally, who comes out, who's ready, who believes in, your teammates. It's that the mental framework now is going to separate them. Because it's going to get tight.
So I'm not
Somebody
going to
be
get
down.
away with this though, man. I'm not going to let y'all get away with this. Y'all got to solidify this for me right now. First game, who you got? Second game, who you got? And then who you got winning it all?
Ooh, Lord. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go with South Carolina playing UConn in the final.
Oh.
Right, and then winning it all. I'm gonna tilt my hat this time to Geno, because I like I said, ain't been there since 2016, and they got a lot to prove.
Yeah. Well, Leroy said that was what I was going with. I was going with UConn, South Carolina, and UConn is gonna beat South Carolina because they gonna run out of gas.
And let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. I hate to say this, but it's the truth. Connecticut is good for basketball.
Connecticut is good for basketball.
Damn right it is. Damn right it is.
Yeah, that's a true statement. I mean, it heals.
Right.
It's a whole.
Let me wrap this up for us, man. So I'm with you guys. I think UConn pulls it out simply because of this, man. UConn got the strongest three front out there right now, man. They got Paige Bueckers, Sarah Strong, and Agee. And here's the thing that people don't recognize. Sarah Strong, first of all, she literally has tied Maya Moore for the most points scored as a freshman. So she is next in line right now.
Hey, she rugged. She rugged and finesse.
And she's next in line.
Wow.
Geno keep getting them, man.
You keep getting them, man.
I'm like, where the hell she come from?
I mean,
yes.
And it's so funny because these young ladies dream about playing for certain schools. Yeah. They're like, listen, when I was little, I just wanted to play for UConn. I've been coming to all the UConn games. I've been coming to all the South Carolina games. Fill in the blank. So the recruiting is such now that they say, man, I've been wanting to come here all my life as a player. Where a lot of times I don't know if guys are that, dedicated, to what I've been watching a certain team, but I'm kind of open to go anywhere. The young ladies a lot of times are like, listen, I've been watching Boston play, or I've been watching Texas play. They have more loyalty, and then they come in there, man, and you get a coach like Geno and Dawn, and you fill in the blank, man. They work with these young ladies and get them up to a certain level. And you see this incredible basketball that we're going to see over the next 5-6 days. It's going to be amazing, man. It's going to be amazing.
What I love is you see two extremes too, man.
Yeah.
Geno's style is so different than Dawn's style.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
You just, but yet, Dawn is able to take that man, that I want to be careful how I say this, but Dawn goes out and get those athletes that are maybe considered a little rough, maybe a little,
home life ain't right.
Yeah, home life isn't right. And, man, bring them into the fold. Let them know that they love. Let them know that there's greatness in you, man. And she's made, like, superstars out of these kids, man. And they're McDonald's All-Americans, too. I mean, And whereas Geno, he may not recruit anywhere. But if he recruited anywhere, when you come into his system, there's such an expectation. When you walk up into Connecticut, like I'm sure at the team meeting, he's not talking about, well, we just want to win the conference. We want to. No, he's like, we are championship or bust.
That's it.
We don't.
Man, we got a pedigree.
Right. Man, could you imagine being a recruit when you walk up into Connecticut and you go into the women's locker room and you see all of the championship trophies, all of the pictures of the former champions? I mean, can you imagine? I mean, you got to be a special breed.
You got to be a special breed.
Hey, I think Geno be telling people this shit, Will. Hey, man, we get McDonald's All-Americans, not Burger King All-Americans, okay?
Boy, you crazy.
You know he does.
Have it your way. We don't get the players, man. McDonald's players.
We get the McDonald's All-Americans, baby. Shoot. And he talks about, and I'm sure all the coaches do, you got to come in and compete. You want to play, you got to compete. And here's the cool thing. If you're a baller, you want to compete against the best. So every day in practice, you competing against the best because you want to get out there on the floor and play. And then, of course, the team goal is win a championship. Win a championship at all costs. So if you're not starting, you didn't push the starters to the limit.
Yeah.
So they're ready for anything that's thrown at them. And then when your number's called, you just roll right in and keep it right on going. And that, to me, that's the mark of a great program, a great coach, getting the right type of kids in there to understand that concept that all 15 players can't play at the same time.
Right.
But when your number's called, get that opportunity, ball out.
And let me add this to that too, man. But I also think those type of players come out of those type of programs in high school.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Call.
They come out of knowing that, hey, I got to work hard. Like some of those players that play for Coach Stanley probably can't play for the coach at UConn. They probably, because it's a different style. It's a different type of system. And you coach a different type of way. I also love athletes that can defend. If you can't guard, I don't know if I really want to coach you. Like, I don't. Because to me, I can find somebody that can give me 30, but can you give me 30 and stop somebody else from getting 30? Like
that part.
Right. Well, listen, fellas, man, I want to shift this because there's so much more we could talk about with the ladies' game.
Oh yeah.
But let's shift this over to the NBA.